The video studio in London was definitely the big project of 2010. It was financially a big commitment, but it shows how the FT is very much engaged in video. And it's not just because we've got great editorial reasons for doing that too, but also a commercial imperative. You know, video has been successful commercially for the Financial Times. So it was a big investment, but it's a fantastic facility to have, and it's transforming the sorts of video that we're able to do in London. We're becoming much more ambitious in moving from just straight head-to-head interviews, but it's great for that, but also to panel discussions, and it's opening up different possibilities for us. Well, we've got teams around the world, and there's a range of material. Some of it is the sort of bread and butter of Financial Times journalism. It's talking to either chief executives or to experts in the field, economists, analysts, and so on. But we also do a lot of on-the-ground reporting, and those are the picture-led packages where we're going with a crew into a country and doing a lot of reports that help bring a story to life. We do that with crews. Increasingly we're experimenting with giving our journalists small cameras that they can take themselves. We've just had one of my colleagues who's in Haiti at the moment on the one-year anniversary. Another one went to the rainforest in Ecuador, paddling along in a canoe. These are pictures that we wouldn't be able to do unless we were able to give them a camera to film it themselves. And it's very simple, but they're bringing back incredible picture stories.
What's the value in the context of reporting, of the news offering that the FT provides?
Well, I think it adds an element. It's never going to take the place of text journalism, but having a video interview with a chief executive or with a politician, what that allows you to do is to develop a conversation very well. It allows the viewer to see the uninterpreted speech, the direct quotations from somebody, and they can see the nuance, the subtlety of communication, whether it's with their facial expressions or the intonation of a piece. When you're interviewing somebody, like we had an interview with Jean-Claude Trichet, President of the European Central Bank, and he is somebody with such influence that economists want to know exactly how is he saying something, you know, what do his eyebrows tell you about the words that he's saying as well. That's something that video can do that print can't necessarily.
And what about long form versus short form, and how you decide what's a short piece and what's a longer piece?
Part of it comes from gut instinct of doing this for quite a while, that certain pieces justify a long discussion. We have one program called Analysis Review, which is an opportunity for our experts to discuss a topic at length, and that can run for 8, 9, 10 minutes. Other times you want to have a punchy piece that's only 1.5 minutes, but it tells you something, or the pictures that go with that report, just that's enough to convey it. And we look at the statistics to see how our viewers engage with the video, and on average they tend to engage for much longer than the normal video online, but also we can sort of sense when it's too much for them as well, so different durations for different types of pieces.
For business people, influencers that are the audience of the FT, watching business video clips is kind of new. And why do they watch, and what are they watching?
Well, why do they watch television? For those reasons that I mentioned before, that hearing a chief executive talk about something, maybe it's a chief executive that you don't know yet and you want to see what they're like. Video is very good at conveying the personality of somebody. You're right about the durations though, and that a lot of our viewers are very pressed for time, and so we're looking at ways to show them before they commit, if you like, to watching the video, to show them why they should be watching it, what's in this video, and we'll be investigating and probably investing in ways that make it much easier for them to do that in future. But there are few opportunities for people to hear intelligent conversation and intelligent analysis within a broadcast environment. There are other people, of course, not just the Financial Times, but what we've got is a great asset, amazing, well-informed journalists, many of whom are experts in their field, well known for that, and making them available is something that we know that our viewers value very much indeed.
What's the opportunity to break news with web video? or the limitations?
I think the opportunity is when it's your scoop, when it's your story, and you can dictate when you're going to run that story, because then you can record a video and do all the gubbins you need to do before publishing it. Where I think online video is still problematic, unless it's live, is that you have to ingest the material that you've recorded into whatever editing system you're doing, do the editing, do the compression, get it published online, and all of that adds time. And if you're competing on a live breaking news story, then you're competing with live TV stations, so you're going to be late on that when it's a general news story that everybody else has got. So I think the advantage then of video, and what we try to do, is not to compete on that necessarily. We want to be fast, we want to be quick, but we want to add our analysis, the FT take, a considered view of what has been happening, and that is something which, when you're in the 24-hour cycle of live TV stations, sometimes gets lost in the hype around a story that you're just sort of whipped up into firing out news without necessarily thinking about the analysis that goes alongside it.
Noel, now with your fancy studio in London, you probably have the opportunity to go live. Is that something that you guys are considering, or might we see that this year?
Yeah, we have done some live broadcasts, and I think that there is value within that. There are certain types of news where live is very suitable. So markets news is excellent for that, because as soon as something has happened, the prices change, so you want to be talking about it in real time. So that's an example. There are other ones as well that we're investigating, and yes, we do absolutely have the opportunity to do that. But I think one of the things you have to do is to create the expectation online for an audience that you're going to be live. So far, FT.com, the video has been video on demand, and people don't necessarily think, oh, I'll go to FT.com to find out some live breaking news. So you have to definitely create the expectation in the audience, and drive audiences to a particular thing that you're going to make live, and that's an effort, because that's a shift. It's different to what we're doing at the moment.
Our biggest priority in terms of the spend is going to be we're launching a second data center. Traditionally, our servers have been